Every story has an ending. Does our quest to play the top 100 courses in 10 years have a good ending? I'm Nish.
And I'm Chris.
And we're your hosts guiding you through this golfing journey. This is the Top 110 Golf Podcast. Episode 6. Is 3 the magic number? Good things come in threes. So what would our round at the famed links of Southport Ainsdale Golf Club bring us? It has a reputation among the purists for being a tough but fair examination of your golf. But how would we find it so soon after our last round? This is a tale of contrasting fortunes in the heather and bunkers of this hallowed ground. Now we're missing one of our usual co-hosts this time. Jim has some life admin to be getting on with. I do question his commitment to the podcast, but we'll allow him some time to sort his life out. Loser. He's had time to send some questions over though, and I'll try my best to replicate his insight and wit. So I think because we've not got Jim guiding us through this, I've had to be a bit more structured with how we do it. So I sort of divided it into pre-round, our actual golf, and then what we thought of post-round, Chris. So I'm going to try and be Jim as much as I can, and then we'll maybe get to the side bet somehow, maybe. I don't know.
It's not going to be a good look, that, Nish, I don't think.
Well, he should have his matching
I know, we're all
hoodie, fully branded.
Top 110 emblazoned.
I know, I'm glad
today.
I didn't spell anything wrong. Imagine that. So, yeah, I mean, we obviously had a full day. It was an invitation by, Paul, Jim's mate.
Yeah.
And his friend Matt, who's the member at SNA, and we got invited by them. So we were very grateful to be invited along, and it was nice playing with a member, wasn't it?
It was nice. It was a really fun day, wasn't it? I think they were both really good company. I think for the round, weren't they? I think.
Yeah, good value, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Good value.
Definitely.
Good fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Good fun, definitely.
And it was nice, sort of. I don't know. It was nice having somebody just to tell you. You might have thought you've hit a bad tee shot, but actually that's okay. You're gonna find it there.
Yeah, he knew his way around, didn't he, Matt?
He was a bloodhound spotting a golf ball, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he probably saved us about 10 balls throughout the day, didn't he?
I think so.
Just like, oh yeah, it's just there. It's like, oh, I thought it was 50 yards further down the fairway.
I'm trying to think about golf balls now. Did I lose? I definitely lost one. I think I only lost
a
one.
lot.
Yeah, we'll maybe get to that in a bit, Chris? Yeah, so obviously we went. It was an early start, and it was like, well, I don't know, what was it? I think we had to set off at 7. I think in the morning. It was
we
really
did.
dark,
Yeah,
wasn't it? When we set off, but
yeah, I think on the way out, Mabel said to me, "Daddy, why are you going to play golf at night time?"
Yeah, that's pretty brutal, isn't it?
I was like, well,
yeah, why am I going to play golf?
yeah, it's a good question.
But it's the only thing you'd be, well, that and a holiday is the only time you'd be getting up at that. It's pitch black. So yeah, well, obviously we had a good drive over, and actually I don't think we actually spoke about, if I can recall, about our expectations of the round. I think we just kind of chatted about life. I think a bit more.
Yeah,
this
I think
time.
it was. Yeah, it was a bit of a live chat, wasn't it? Really?
Too early.
Not too
too
much
early
golf.
in the morning.
Yeah,
lack of sleep. But yeah, so we turned up, and interesting entrance to where the golf club is, because it's just like, I think the sat nav was like just going, "Oh, you're here."
Oh yeah. It's still 15 minutes away.
Yeah, like, are we? Like, what's going on here? And then you sort of rock up and got to get a code to get into the car park. But anyway, so we set ourselves up, and again, constant theme, but we were on a bit of weather watch, weren't we? It's like we got there and it's raining.
Yeah.
Like, hang on a minute. There's no forecast that says there's any rain
I think
today.
The forecast was for 0% chance of rain, and we got there and it was raining. I was like, oh god, here we go. It's gonna be a long, wet, windy day. I think
this is not the start we were anticipating. We went and checked ourselves in.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting experience. Everyone's allowed to have an off day, and you don't know what's happened to somebody. So obviously there's all those caveats involved in it. But we didn't get the warmest of welcomes as visitors.
Definitely wasn't the warmest, was it? No.
It's
fair to say.
I think the question was, I mean, bearing in mind we're signed in with a member.
Yeah.
And the pro knew Matt because he told us he's at the range.
Yeah, yeah.
I think what was the question now? It was, have you played here before? No, we haven't actually. All right. Okay, where do we go with that? It's like, okay, yeah, fine, right.
Yeah,
And we,
it
we
was.
were even honest enough to go, by the way, we're paying the higher signed in rate because Matt would have been chased for that
Yeah,
otherwise.
yeah.
Yeah, I think because we were so enamored to how Eddie was
At
at
Moortown, yeah.
Moortown.
I think it was a contrasting welcome, wasn't it? For
Polar
sure.
opposites, I think
Yeah,
is yeah. It was interesting. I mean, we're happy-go-lucky chaps, I think. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
to think so anyway, unless actually you are a miserable git. But um, it had the chance of potentially setting the tone for us, that didn't it? I think we sort of both. I think I certainly did. I recalled a little bit of that because I was like,
Yeah,
hang
it
on
kind of
a
puts you a
minute.
little bit on edge, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's but whatever, it's fine. Like I say, everybody's entitled to an off day,
Yeah.
and it was early. Don't get me wrong, it was early, so it's get all of that, and we'll put the asterisks by that. Contrasting to that, Matt was amazing as a
Yeah.
member to play with.
He was
We
fantastic,
expected,
wasn't he?
but then everybody else that we saw said good morning,
Yeah.
very friendly.
Yeah, it was very friendly. Got a good kind of Scouse welcome.
Yeah, it was
For
great.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It was,
Yeah.
everyone, how are you doing? Okay, and just around the practice screen, it was lovely.
He was. Yeah, yeah.
So that was nice. It was nice atmosphere. Just that was our first interaction, and we were like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
what are we in for here? um, but yeah, so there's that. Then obviously we went to the driving range,
We did.
and we're spoilt now. We sort of expect a pyramid of golf balls waiting for us. Didn't happen. What did you have to pay for? 30 balls, was it
30
30
balls.
I
I don't
think
know. It was
it
like
was.
£1.50 or something, maybe.
Yeah, it was a random number for a
Yeah,
random number of balls,
it
and it was
was.
like, I think it was 175 for 30 balls.
Speaking of a pyramid of balls,
Okay.
so I saw something on, I don't know, it was on Instagram or something this week, about a Dare Manor. The Dare Manor is obviously
Yeah.
one of the courses on the top 100.
Yeah.
And when you go to a Dare Manor, I mean, you're paying through the nose to play there, right?
Yeah.
But you do get an actual pyramid of balls, and they're actual Titleist Pro V1s.
Whoa.
So yeah, just
Moortown, take note.
yeah, exactly.
You have been trumped.
Yeah,
Actually, I can't believe I said his name. But yeah, you've been toppled, I think.
Yeah.
There. Pyramid. I need that. I think I want to. That's the one, isn't it? Even though it's the easiest thing in the world, it's just a cage and they just pour them into the cage and sets it. But I mean that's living vicariously, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I feel like a pro here now.
Mm.
Yeah, amazing. But yeah, so no free range balls, and the range was short, wasn't it? I think it was only like 200 yards, so you couldn't get a driver out to have a practice hit your driver.
I mean, I can't hit my driver more than 200 yards anymore anyway, so
It's not really the
Probably
point,
could
Chris. In my head, I can.
have.
So yeah, so that was a bit strange because that's probably the one club you're gonna hit most, apart from putters, the one you're gonna hit most of.
Yep.
But actually, it didn't really bother me that much because I'm not a massive warm up person. Although I have noticed this time round, so I'm a turn up, play, just kind of get on with it, have a little bit of stretch, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I think you like having a few hits, don't you?
If I could have an hour,
Yeah.
I would.
I'm not getting up at 6.
I would definitely take that every time. I would take an
Would
hour
you?
to practice properly. Yeah.
I mean, how many balls would you like to hit in an hour?
It would probably be like half an hour of putting, 10-15 minutes chip in, and then 10-15 minutes on the range.
That's probably a wise move, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm definitely a warmer upper.
I mean, maybe my front 9 scorecard, which we'll get to in a bit, but maybe that was evidence of a bit of practice does help.
Oh, it definitely does. It definitely does. There's definitely some science in there somewhere, Nish. I'm sure there's some stats to prove
see,
it.
I've just been going, no. Just don't let any bad thoughts get in your head. Just get on and play. But
Yeah.
that can't be good for you, can it?
It can't be, no. No, I don't think so.
Otherwise, everybody would be doing it, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
It's the easy way to do it.
Are there any significant pros that just? I imagine someone like John Daly probably just rocks up and
John
doesn't
Daly's
have a
got
warm up.
to. He's got. I mean, the guy smokes and
That's like
drinks
that,
all the way
10
around.
fags before he starts,
Yeah.
and then that's it. He's done.
John Daly was it? Right, John Daly obviously does have that reputation. Probably does do that. Is there anybody else in the pros? I mean, I would have said Miguel Angel Jimenez, but then I've seen him do his warm ups.
Oh yeah,
his
that's a
stretches
pretty wild one, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, with
Um,
his slinky hips and yeah.
I mean, probably not
Can't be
anymore.
anybody
Probably
else.
not anymore.
Can't get away
Maybe
with it.
sort of 10, 20 years ago, yeah, but probably not so much anymore. They're all like
I don't think they can
highly
afford it with
trained
social media now,
athletes.
can they? If they get spotted,
true.
just rocking up and getting on with it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's still this Charlie Hull. She has a lot of cigarettes on the
She
way
does.
around, doesn't she?
Yeah,
I mean, she also
yeah.
does a lot of work in the gym, I think, as well. But kind of
We'll let her off.
counterbalances that.
I was just thinking now though, because there've been occasions, haven't there, when players have. I mean, famously, Rory nearly missed his tee time, didn't he? Or was it them? Augusta, was it?
Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
And just had to like rock up and tee off.
Yeah.
Do you know if he had a good round that day?
Was it was what? I mean, the more famous one is Scotty Scheffler, right? Got arrested.
Scheffler arrested.
arrested pre-Masters. That wasn't a great warm up.
That's awful. That wasn't it? Absolutely terrible. Scotty Scheffler. Oh, he's a world number one golfer. Yes, I carted away. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to know actually. Yeah, or maybe they're just machines, aren't they? So they're programmed. I do my warm up, and that's how I.
Oh no, I think it's the other way around. I think they will need that warm up. They'll be reliant.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah,
that sets them in the mood.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I'm now in game mode, and
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think my tactics gonna. Well, as evidenced by my scorecards, to be honest. But then obviously we didn't. We'll talk about the clubhouse now. We know we went there afterwards.
Yeah.
But we had a little walk through.
We had a sneaky peek, didn't we?
And yeah, again, just reeked of history, didn't it?
Yeah.
And, like the red coats, everyone. It's on our on the blog that we'll have associated with this episode. We've got the pictures of the presentation jackets and all the trophies, and then they had the Ryder Cup lounge, because again, two-time Ryder Cup venue.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. That was great walking around there, actually, wasn't it?
Beautiful
nice
room, wasn't it?
Piece of history, wasn't it? In there, just
I think again, I've got a picture of a beat your pole program from whatever it was, 37 or whatever
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they really. I really like that clubhouse actually, and then we walked around afterwards, didn't we? And I've got a couple of snaps, but that was a nice place to have either a pre-game drink or a post-round drink, and a snack.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, overlooking I know it was practice green. It was overlooking, wasn't it?
It was, but on the first tee as well, I suppose.
And the first tee,
and the 18th green, maybe just about see that from there.
I think you could do, couldn't you? But yeah, but okay, well, you brought us onto it, Chris.
Oh dear.
What did I bring us on to? First tee.
First tee.
Well, we've done all right on the first hole.
I mean, we've done more than all. I mean, relatively compared to the rest of the round. I mean, the first tee shot was fantastic.
Bringing it back to me for a second. I should have birdied that one, shouldn't I?
I think
I bottled that putt.
You did.
Totally.
Pressure was on. I think the match play situation.
And he didn't.
2 on the first.
I read a break that wasn't there.
Yeah, it was a makeable putt.
Have I learned a lesson from that? Just go for it. Stay loose and go for it.
Smash it in the back of the hole.
Yeah. But yeah, I forgot. We obviously did match play, and that was our little thing that we're going to do, like a little match play competition.
Yeah.
So we decided the teams, and then Matt did that thing where I've never understood, where he's like, "Oh, let's throw the balls up." Yeah. And I've never understood that, because Andrew at Reddish Vale always says, it's like, if you ever want a casual game, just turn up at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And we throw the balls up and we tee off. And I've Googled it. I've looked on Reddit. Everything. I was like, what does this phrase actually mean? So you're a golfer. What does it mean? I still don't know how he decided those teams. So you threw the balls up, didn't you?
Yeah.
And what is it?
I don't know. I still don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
It's not something I've experienced before. I don't know.
Matt, how have you figured out who's playing with it?
I think
it was 2 balls that are nearest to each other. Is that what it is? Like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, let's throw the ball. Right. And then, and also he didn't ask me to do it. So I was like, that's I suppose because we decided we're going opposite teams. So.
Yeah. So it had to be me plus someone else.
Yeah, this is golfing parlance. I don't quite get.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is this going to happen when we do our Mizuno pairs? No, hang on, but we're on the same team, aren't we? So that's not going to be the case. I don't get it. Yeah, he was
playing a 5, I think. So it's like, he's going to be.
It was really.
I'd quite like to be on his team.
Am I on your team? Oh, great. Yeah.
Oh,
great.
perfect. Yeah. I don't care how you found that out, but I am on your team. That's all I care about.
Whatever the system is, it works. Yeah, actually, we'll say it again. it was great playing with Matt. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed getting a bit of info on the tees.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, where's to kind of roughly to go for.
Yeah, although I'm
Where
not
there's
sure you
any
got
danger.
quite as much info as I did, Nish. There was a lot of
Oh, were you
quiet,
getting?
quiet chats when you
Is that
were out of
right?
earshot. There was a few, yeah. I don't think
About
it was
what?
necessarily
About
intentional,
what?
but just some little
You
pieces
don't.
of advice.
You don't want him playing driver here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is he taking the driver out? Well,
So-
luckily, the front nine, I was striping my driver. I really
Yeah.
was. I feel a bit more satisfied about that now. I didn't know that. Oh, me and Paul were really overt with ours. We were just like,
yeah, yeah.
"You're gonna go for this, mate? Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Right, let's just go for it. Yeah. Oh, you've had a good one there, Nish. Right, okay, I'll really try and hammer this one down or something like that. But yeah, um, yeah, really, like, I really enjoyed that. And actually doing the match play was really good as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I won, so clearly I enjoyed that. But
Yeah.
there was a potential sting in the tail in the match play. Should we do it? Should we do the match play?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah. Because do we need to? I don't think we've actually said the teams yet, have we? So it was.
Yes,
So I did get Matt.
You got Matt.
So it was me and Matt. So I was pretty
Paul.
happy about that. You got Paul.
I was ecstatic to have Paul on my team.
Yeah,
so
obviously you've played with Paul before.
Good
you
off
know.
the tee generally, great recovery,
Yeah.
and just he gets this run of momentum,
Yeah.
and he just carries it through.
I mean, he was just making pars for fun, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. He had this stretch of about 6 or 7 holes, didn't he? And
Yeah,
he was just there all the
But
time.
they weren't like, oh, I've missed the birdie putt, knocked the par in. There was some sort of, like you say, some sort of recovery in there. Either he's come out the rough and hit a good shot, or he's hold a long putt, or he's kind of chipped in close or something. There was always some sort of.
He sort of, I think Paul knows he's really good at golf. I think he knows that. I think he does that British thing. Nobody likes bragging, do they?
Yeah, yeah.
So he knows he's really good at golf. He knows where his strengths and weaknesses lie, and he plays his strengths really, really well. But yeah, he's not like screaming from the rooftops about how good he is or anything like that. And then he just his recovery. Honestly, I don't think I've seen in the flesh anybody playing who recovers that well.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was.
He just kind of
like he didn't look at any of his shots and go, wow, that was an incredible shot.
Yeah.
But just add them all together and just kind of working his way around the course, he was just scoring well, wasn't he?
Well, the amount of times I think in that stretch, there was a stretch where I collapsed for like 5 holes. But in that stretch, where he'd like maybe be a bit wayward off the tee, or even if he wasn't, you'd get somewhere and you go, oh, it's a par 4. I'm here in 3 to the edge of the green. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
He was there in 2.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, can he convert and knock his putt, which he did.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, okay, right. So he's that shot ahead each hole. Each hole is that one shot ahead. It was great. Like, yeah, he's good. He's good, Paul.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm glad he was on my team because we won.
On paper, we should have, me and Matt should have won that day, shouldn't we?
Yeah, you should have. You had this whole weird conversation at the start, though, where you're trying to figure out what your handicap was.
Yeah. It's like, well, could be anything between sort of 5 and maybe 35.
I mean, yeah, it was that did make me laugh because genuinely, I think at that point Matt was thinking, "What's this guy talking about? How can he be? Like, what's the range here? How's he figuring this out? Like, and also, he's on my team. He should be telling me what he's playing off so I can work it out." But yeah, I think Matt probably figured that out pretty quickly, didn't he? Because grip change, mate.
The grip change.
How was it?
Well, should we talk about the putting instead, Nick?
Oh, I mean, you've gone from Moortown, which was only 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Where tee to green, you're immense.
Yeah.
You were averaging 2 shots from tee to green.
Yeah.
Which is what you'd expect, right? Yeah. But then you couldn't chip and putt for toffee.
Yeah.
And you get 2 weeks later, you get to S&A.
Yeah.
And you've just 180'd that.
Totally flipped it. Apart from the chipping, that was still crap.
Yeah, I mean, there was a chip when you basically missed the ball.
I missed the ball.
I've never seen that live.
I'm not sure that's ever
possible?
been done before.
Yeah.
To make a full swing, take a divot, and still miss the ball.
Can you overuse bounce? Is that possible?
It was the opposite because I was before the ball, so I just
took
a divot.
And the ball went nowhere.
It still missed the ball. I don't know.
I mean, look, this is in
David
no way.
Blaine-esque.
It was.
It's like whipping the.
Who's the other guy? Went out with Claudia Schiffer. David Copperfield.
David Copperfield.
Do you remember him?
Yeah.
He was a weird one. Wasn't
That's a weird one.
It was. I wasn't taking any satisfaction in this happening, by the way, at all. And it was when you're watching it, you're like, "Oh my God, Chris, what's going on?" But I was absolutely square onto you when you missed that ball.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm usually looking for my ball somewhere or whatever, so I don't normally take this sort of stuff in.
Yeah.
I must have hit the green, so I must have been putting and just watching what was going on. And I was just like, how was that actually? That physics dictates that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You've dug in, you've taken a divot, and the ball's not even oscillated. It's just. And actually, what was funny was that I think you were on the edge of a bunker as well, weren't you? So you could have just rolled into the bunker, but you didn't even do that. So that's a saving grace.
Yeah.
Didn't go in.
Save me a shot.
Yeah, bizarre. It was a bizarre sequence, that, wasn't it?
But yeah, I mean, my golf was. I mean, I'm not even sure if I can think of a word to describe it. It was so bad.
And this is golf, ladies and gentlemen, because I would describe your golf as bad that day. I think your putting was excellent, actually. And that has been, I mean, you nailed like a 40-footer or something.
Yeah.
And it never looked anywhere but going in.
Yeah.
And it was definitely more consistent.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing a bit of work on that, and that felt like it paid off. Felt like it paid off. 100%. I felt a lot more comfortable over the ball, for sure.
I think you should be pleased with that work.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how you were so bad teeing.
Well, now I've been for a lesson post SNA. I understand exactly how I was so bad. So next time,
on another podcast, we'll discuss what you've been taught.
Yeah.
I joke. I think that'll make a fascinating podcast to find out how your lessons are going and what you're being told and what you're picking up, because
what I'm forgetting.
I mean, again, I'm looking at it from my perspective, and I think I know there's a lot going on and there's a lot going wrong.
Yeah.
My front nine would suggest in there is a decent golfer, and I'm working out a system to work around all of that. But it's interesting going, actually, I've got somebody now who's a paid professional to tell me how to tweak this to get it better. And I think that's great insight to find out what sort of things he's telling you about.
It is great. I think there's always an element of pain. So you've got to accept that it's not just going to be you're going to go for a lesson and he's going to fix you. You're going to go for a lesson and he's going to give you a month's worth of pain to try and figure out how to change what you.
Pain.
And I've been doing it since, and I've played a few times since, and there's still a lot of pain in there. But when the good shots come off, they're so much better. So like it's a process.
Right.
And you've got to accept that is a journey rather than just something that's going to give you instant results. And you've got to go and work at it.
Yeah, and you've got to be committed to the process of I'm going to make sure I do not mess with what he's telling me.
Yeah.
Is that
where
you're at?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Maybe I haven't got the patience for lessons. I don't know. But anyway, talking about the actual golf.
Yep.
So I've got a couple of notes here, obviously, and I've got par train. I've got I got 5 pars on the front 9.
Yeah.
You got 4 pars on the front 9 somehow. Which we have to put that in because even that, I looked at the scorecard, I was like, how has he got 4 pars? I know what he's been hitting off the tee and whatever, but I think that was testament to perhaps, and I didn't get a chance to look because, and I'm not saying this any kind of gloaty way or whatever, but I played so well in that front 9.
Yeah.
I was usually fairway, long way down.
You were on fire.
And I think you were spraying it, so I never got to see your second shot, and your second shot might have been actually getting up to my second shot.
Yeah.
I just didn't see it. See it happen. It was astounding that happened in the front 9.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It wasn't making any sense. But I think maybe that is a testament to
there's a couple of long putts in there, wasn't there? So I think that helped. And there must have been I can't remember at this point. Obviously there was decent tee shot off the first.
So we were worried, or I was worried anyway. I was like, it's a par 3.
Yeah.
Starting hole in front of the members. We're playing with a member.
Yeah.
It's the first shot he's going to witness both of us playing. He either goes, hello, this is going to be all right.
Yeah.
These guys are good. Or he's going to go, oh
It's
no,
gonna be a
I'm
long
in for a
day.
long afternoon.
Yeah.
What have I done? They're going to revoke my membership, etc., etc. And I think who went first better us? I think you went first, didn't you, out of us two? Paul went absolutely first.
Yeah.
He went to the left. Was it me or you?
I think you went first.
Was it me first?
Yeah, I think you went
out
first.
Out of us two.
Yeah.
So I like nobbled a 6-iron up there. It landed well short, but rolled and rolled and rolled.
Yeah.
And probably within 10 foot, I think.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
It's probably about 7 or 8 feet away.
Perfect links putt.
Yeah.
Shot, wasn't it?
Can't see it. You can't see it pitch, but you can see it roll all the way up to the hole.
Yeah, I mean, I manifested it being on the green. It wasn't how I intended it to do that, but and then you've gone and you hit yours, and your contact and strike was right up there.
Yeah.
Perhaps the first time in the back, the only time.
The only time, yeah, it was.
But then it sort of hit a bank on the back left, and then came back and started rolling more towards the hole.
Yeah,
Like, I think that's when Matt, because he was on next, and he was like, "Oh, hang on a minute."
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I really pulled the wool over his eyes.
You
with
did?
that shot.
Yeah. He's thinking, we're in for a win here.
Yeah,
Nice one. Yeah, then, well, I mean, yeah, we discussed it, and I totally bottled my putt. We should have gone one up then. We should have done it. But I think, actually, because that hole went so well, I think I felt, and this is now interesting taking into the next few rounds. So remember I said after Silith, I'm going to make sure if I play links golf, or when I play links golf, because we've got so many that to play within yourself.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, okay, let's do some numbers. So it's a par 36 on the front 9.
Yeah.
And 35 on the back 9. So the front 9, I got 5 pars. What did I get? 5 pars. I got three single bogeys and 1 triple bogey. So I'm +6.
Yeah.
After 9 holes on a course that a lot of really good golfers consider to be one of the best courses in the land.
Yeah.
Really challenging, worried about all the bunkers, not hit a single bunker.
Yeah.
You know, worried about these narrow fairways, whatever, not missed a fairway.
Yeah.
Worried about having to get driver out, nailed my driver. All within myself, like I'm playing 80% capacity, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I should have just ended there, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Yeah, it was it was a bit of a role reversal on the back nine, wasn't it? I say role reversal, it wasn't, but
it wasn't a role reversal.
We didn't start playing better, but you started playing worse. Role reversal for you.
Interesting, wasn't it? I'm sort of looking at it now. I'm looking at the scorecard, and it's like,
I mean, it was only really the last 5 holes that we started to piece some. Me and Matt started.
Yeah, I know when that happened.
To piece some shots together.
So I think it was probably 14. I think it was. Yeah, because I got a bogey and Paul parred that hole.
Yeah.
And we went 4 up.
Yeah.
4 up with 5 to play.
That's it.
And I said, forget one Ryder Cup that we're going to win for this match play. They might as well give us both.
Yeah.
And that was the moment.
That was the moment. That was it. That was the turning point, was it?
I was like, oh, God. Classic pride before a fall.
It was, but I think noticeably, Matt, Paul really started to feel the pressure. Because he was, up until that point, he was absolutely rock solid. He was nailing everything. And all of a sudden, he was missing little putts and he was like duffing chips. And you could see the pressure getting to him, I think. It was quite funny.
I think it did. It impacted him a little bit. That,
it did, I think.
So, sorry, Paul. I'll apologise to you now for putting that pressure on. I mean, in the end, it worked out all right because we still won. But you pulled it back to
1 up with 1 to play.
1 up, 1 to play.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, God, what's going to happen here? And I think you didn't hit a good tee shot, did you? Did you? You ended up in the bunker.
No, that was my second.
Your
I ended up on the practice ground with my first.
All right, Jordan Spieth. Good company you got there. So we got. Yeah, we had. I think me and Paul hit our drives okay. I think Paul was just next to the bunker. I was a bit short of that, so that gave us a. I think
me and Matt.
Did Matt hit his outside?
So we lost our balls off the tee. So that was.
Oh yeah, so
that was basically end of.
I didn't even realise it
end
was
of
just
game.
easy straight. I should have just gone straight for the pin, shouldn't I? Why did I even mess up trying to lay up? But
so because it felt like it was a really good comeback actually. So we won. What did we win? Three holes in a row, I think.
You did. Yeah. 3 holes in a row.
15, 16, 17. I think we won.
Yeah, then it went down to the last,
and then it went down to
then
the last.
we
And I
won
was like,
last. And
well, I mean, this just makes sense that we're going to win this one as well.
yeah,
But then, yeah, we kind of bottled it at that
I
point.
think you said though, you went, Nish, it'd be a travesty if you don't win this because you and Paul have played really
we
well.
did, we
As
did
a
not
team, we
deserve.
did well.
I mean, obviously, I don't know Matt, I've never played with him before, but I suspect that wasn't his best day of golf either.
No, he was really unlucky with a lot of putting as well, wasn't he? Like there's a lot of putts that he misread.
But he was pretty wild off the tee, which he kind of had a bit of a trusty. I mean, it was a 5-wood or something, which he looked like he would normally hit it fairly solidly, but he was just hooking everything left, so he was kind of out of play a lot.
I can't remember which hole it was. I think it was quite early on. I remember saying to Matt, I really liked his swing actually. It was a really nice tempo swing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean, tall guy as well, so he's got good levers on him, hasn't he? But yeah, I think maybe we dragged him down.
I think we did drag him down. I think it's fair to say that's exactly what happened.
He was looking behind, wasn't he? Going, "Oh, these members are waiting to play. What have I done? What have I done? Like putting a balaclava on and keeping a low profile sort of thing." But the match play ended up obviously. I won it somehow.
You won it, not you and Paul.
No, Paul didn't have anything to do with it. He had nothing to do with carrying me in that little slump. I mean, what have I
Not
got
that he
here?
won. He must have won at least. Actually, to be fair, the first 9, you must have won a few of the holes as well.
I think actually I got us up to 3 up myself.
Yeah, I think you probably did in the early
and
holes.
I think, I mean, we'll talk about it now. The halfway hut, which by the way was beautiful.
Yeah.
And sausage rolls.
So yeah, so Matt said to us basically, the thing to have, the speciality is the sausage roll, and I was like, I mean, I'm partial to a sausage roll anyway.
Branded paper as well.
So yeah, Matt very kindly got us a sausage roll, and it's definitely up there with I think it's probably dare I say it, maybe the best sausage roll I've ever had. Ooh. It was delicious. It was really good.
I mean, are we allowed to reveal what the secret ingredient is? Do you think
we probably can?
We can. I think we can do whatever we want. It's our podcast.
Exactly. Yeah. Screw 'em.
So the secret ingredient is fennel seeds.
Fennel seeds, delicious. Delicious addition.
Could you taste?
Oh yeah,
like a different flavour to it.
Yeah, you can taste the fennel in there.
Yeah. This hasn't come up enough, and bearing in mind we're on episode 8 now, with a bonus one included. That's 9 episodes we've done. I think I've only really ever mentioned I'm gluten-free once, which is a travesty because how do you know somebody's gluten-free? They tell you they're gluten-free. So I'm never going to get the pleasure of trying these out, mate. But yeah, we'll see how we go with it maybe I'll just crumble like a flaky pastry. So somehow we miraculously finished both on 96.
Wow.
Both on 96.
That doesn't feel fair, does it?
It doesn't. That's golf, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I walked off that, and I know I had a 5-6 hole wobble, and it was after the halfway hut.
I think you had some big scores in the back nine, didn't you? So when you went big, didn't you? So some I think some triples and maybe some quadruples, maybe.
Well, we hit the halfway hut.
Yeah.
Dead good.
Sausage roll.
Loved it.
Oh, it was
Watched
great.
you eating a sausage
definitely
roll.
The best halfway hut we've seen so far.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and the food offering was great. I mean, that soup, like a carrot and fennel soup. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, love it. But I remember we got on, and I obviously watch gives you some idea of where you're at. With this one, I know I've played well because if I'm driving it well, I've generally played quite well. And I looked at it, and it was like I'm 6 over after 9 holes here. And I let that thought into my head of like, I think I could go.
There's a score on here.
There's a score on here.
Yeah.
Now I remember now, and I said to you at the time. So I, in raw excitement, I think everyone was eating their sausage roll. I was like, "Oh, do you mind if I tea? I'm not eating anything." So I step up on the 10th on the par 3, and as soon as I was over the ball, it's manifesting, right? And it's just I want to top this ball.
Yeah.
I just know I'm going to top it.
I've also got a bit of a confession, Nick.
Oh no!
Like, I never take. You've seen me. I don't take pictures or videos whilst I'm on the course.
Oh, you didn't, did you?
I did. I videoed that tee shot. So I've actually got some video evidence of that. So I'll show you that. No. I'll show you that later. I'll send it on to you.
You've done really well keeping that secret up to now.
I'd kind of forgotten about it until you mentioned it there.
I don't think I know. I know what I did wrong on that swing, and I also know that I had it in my head straight away that I was going to top it.
So I think you can firmly place that blame in my court.
That's so weird, isn't it? That I'm like, what does it take to just step away from it and just go reset your mind, do it again? But I think you just worry, don't you, that you don't want to hold everybody up and it's a 4 ball and everyone's eating their sausage rolls and having a good time. You don't want to suddenly wait a little bit. We know Jim doesn't like how long I take over a shot. So yeah, that was a 6 on that very easy par 3. That does not help.
Yeah, that set the tone for your back 9, didn't it? I think that.
It did. Yeah, I remember you came over. I think after that as well, I think you'd hit a tee shot and like I got a full on like. You looked at me. I don't think I've seen many people look at me like that. And you just looked at you, just like your eyes were just like, what the frig is going on here? Like I don't know. It feels like it's not me playing, sort of thing.
I mean, it was weird. So normally, obviously, I don't play very much. So when I play, I'll normally have a patch within the round where I'll start to hit the ball okay, and I'll start to play some golf. Apart from the first tee shot,
What happened?
I don't think I hit a single ball all day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad. It was really bad.
I mean, I'm looking at. Yeah, but your back 9. Your back 9 was always. There wasn't anything at par.
Yeah.
And it was a 50. Yeah, I mean, it was a very strange off day, I think. Very strange off day, and we still ended up with the same score.
Yeah.
So I walk off thinking, I've done all right, yes, then, happy days. And actually, I played to my handicap. So again, measure of, for people listening, I suppose the measure of the difficulty of the course was my handicap at that time was 18.7. My course handicap was 24.
Yeah.
24, 25. My course handicap. So it's a tough course.
Yeah.
And I was plus 25. So I played absolutely to my handicap, and it's come down by 0.4 now as a result of doing that.
Yep.
So I've come off going, I played to my ability.
Yeah.
I know I've left a lot of shots out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, dead happy.
But I think it was
You were absolutely wounded. And they were just like, we've got the same bloody score. How has that happened? I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's funny,
bloody
isn't it?
golf,
The dynamics of it. But yeah, it was an interesting course, wasn't it? Because it wasn't like a really brutally tough links course. It was actually quite a fair test of golf, wasn't it? So I think if you hit good shots around there, you can definitely score around there.
Listen, if I'm shooting a 42 front 9, anybody can.
Yeah.
I think not trying to denigrate my own skill too much, but I'm not a especially good golfer.
Yeah.
But if I can hit a fairway, hit a green, two putt, whatever, on that course, which I was worried about because it was littered with bunkers, And
I think Matt did say that the rough had been cut down just like a few days before, so that probably
he
helped.
Didn't say that. No, stop making stuff up, Chris. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. Yeah, it probably did help us, didn't it? That
it probably did.
The rough was easier.
The rough was kinder than it could have been.
Yeah. I mean, the Silith links I learned play within yourself. I applied that for 9 holes. I applied that for the last 3 holes. Just that in the middle, I started trying to hit it hard, and that was a silly mistake. So I've learned that now. But then I've now learned from S&A, if you get in the rough at a links course, just come out sideways.
Yeah.
Just chip yourself out back onto the fairway. Doesn't matter what you lose or what, whatever. Don't cut out hero shots.
Yeah.
I think that's my mantra now from now on.
I'm slightly worried because the 2 links courses we've played so far, I've really struggled. I mean,
you have more times been the one that you've
I've played well on.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it, I think you could count on one hand, maybe even 2 fingers, how many fairways I've hit over those 2 courses. And it's not a great starting off the tee like that, is it?
Do you know what, Chris? Yeah, you might not be that far wrong from that.
So the par 3s are not doing too badly on, but anything where I'm getting a big stick out.
It's the D dog, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm in the
big D, as Aaron calls it. Yeah, and it's that you've not got a regular pattern to it either. So it's not like everything's blocking out right. Or
but that's what I've learned from having my lesson is why that's happening. So that's been really good. It's been helpful. So that should.
So do you think your next round? I mean, I know you played the other day.
Yes.
How did that go? You only did 12 holes.
I only did 12 holes.
Still got your drive and didn't snap it.
Still not snapped it yet. No. There's still some work to be done, Nish. I think let's leave it there. Like I said, when I was
answer that is, Chris.
When I was hitting the ball well,
I
mean I've gained 15, 20 yards with my irons. So I was hitting,
Are you kidding?
No. So I hit a 9 iron from like 155 and I hit it 20 yards through the back. Hit a 7 iron from 175, which is my perfect yardage. Again,
you're getting into
15
Dan
yards.
Roberts territory here, standing on a 150-yard par 3 with a sand wedge in his hands.
Yeah, so I found that extra bit of yardage again, which is good. But that's from just getting my weight across to the left and then actually compressing the ball a bit.
So is that the kind of distance you would have been expecting when you were a lot younger then? Do you think you've gone back to that distance?
Getting back to that sort of distance, yeah.
Well, so there's hope for us all then, because that, let's not be too, let's not be too brutally honest, but we're getting on a bit now, aren't we? I'm 45, so to know that you could get that back with technique.
Oh, it's all just technique, all technique for sure.
Not mean pumping any iron.
I've got no brute strength on me, so
yeah. Adam's stronger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, 15 yards though on an iron. That's suddenly getting into much loftier clubs in within range, and then you're going at the flag. Yeah. Watch out.
Just at some point during this 100,
it's going to click, isn't it? It's
all going to come together for one round.
Isn't that what's kind of keeping the extra motivation aside from just I want to play all the good courses?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's definitely a side hustle now of me wanting to be good at golf again, which is
it seeped in after SNA. I have to be honest. I know you said last time after Moortown, you're like, actually, I've fallen in love with golf again.
Yeah.
I've got that motivation to improve myself and play better.
Yeah.
I've sort of always given you the not to try and be altruistic about it or whatever, but I've always given you the line that it's about playing the courses and experiencing the courses and whatever. I think after SNA with that front nine, it seeped into me of like, I want to get a good score. I really want to get a really good score at one. And actually to do it on a course I don't know that is tough, that is one of the best. That's gonna be like, can I quit then?
Yeah, I think if the 100 is, if we do the 100 and I've not shot something less than 75,
if we will do the 100,
or when we've done the 100, and I've not shot something less than 75, I think I'd be pretty disappointed.
Do you reckon you have a level par round in you over 100 rounds at these courses? Bearing in mind, not now, but we're talking 10 years down the line. I think so,
if I carry on doing lessons and carry on practicing, for sure. Because after having just one lesson, I can already feel that coming back to an extent with the ball striking. So that was great. So that's a really good start. So I just need to get that more consistent, which is just practice.
Yeah.
And also that the stuff that we did on my swing has actually helped me a lot with my chipping as well. It's just getting my weight onto my left foot.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
so the chipping feels a lot better as well. So I think...
Oh, watch out then.
So, I said this last time, didn't I? I've been practicing my putting and chipping. And to be fair, my putting did get better, but...
it was great. I think...
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. It's got me that now. Like, I've got that fire to want to shoot a low score now.
It's getting competitive, isn't it, Nish?
but it's interesting, isn't it? It's like, but I'm not competitive against you. That's the thing. It's myself, and it's the game of golf. Like, I'm not like going. So you're saying I'm getting to the point where I'm getting all this extra distance. At no point am I thinking, oh, bloody hell, he's 150 yards out. I hope he misses it. I'm happy that you're gonna get that game there. But me personally, I want to walk off that course and just go,
smash that.
Fucking did it. This is on an amazing course.
Yep.
So kickstart. Maybe I'm gonna be an absolute bastard at the Mizuno pairs in Chatham. He'll be like, "Whoa, Nish, stay back, mate." It's like, "Hold me back, Chris. Hold me back. I'm not having that. I'm not giving you that putt. That kind of thing. Who knows? Who knows?"
We have forgotten about the club sandwich.
The club sandwich.
Forgot about the club sandwich, Nish.
How was yours?
It was pretty good.
Was it good?
So because I saw it and it wasn't actually called a club sandwich. I can't remember what it was called. It's called something else.
How can you not call a club sandwich?
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly a club sandwich.
A club sandwich.
But it was a club sandwich with an additional ingredient, wasn't it? Cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce. He said, that was.
Which was a great addition. Never had it before. I'd definitely go back for some of that. So I think that probably.
Maybe that's why I didn't call it a club sandwich then.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's not. Maybe the official club sandwich club.
Going back to the review.
Doesn't allow the use of cranberry.
Yeah, is it like one of those DOP things?
Yeah.
You can't call it a club sandwich. It doesn't come from club. Yeah. Well, I mean, I had. I'm now having only mentioned it once. I've now mentioned it twice in the same episode because I'm gluten free. I always travel to places like this with a bud.
So this is excellent. So we were stood at the bar, and the lady was like, you said, "Have you got any gluten-free bread?" And she said, "Oh, I'll just go and check." So, well, it doesn't matter because I've got a bagel in the car. And she just looked at you like, "Who the fuck is this?
You freak.
Why is he bringing bagels into my clubhouse?"
Oh God, yeah, she did actually give me a very funny look, didn't she?
I'm pretty sure that's the first time anyone's ever said that to her.
But what was funny was because the thing I ordered was, which mine by the way was excellent as well. So I think I had a bacon brie cranberry sandwich, which is done on a bagel. So she's gone in to go and ask about gluten-free bread. I'm not expecting them to have a gluten-free bagel, by the way. You know, it's not like you need to have the full range of bread if you're going to offer it.
I just love the fact that she's going there. Well, if he's got a bagel in a car, what else has he got in there? Like, he's got like 4 types of sourdough: a white, a brown. He's got a rye.
I love the idea of like turning up with like a Mac. Like you open it up and you're like, which bread would you
baguette?
like? Yeah, that's it. Or do you have a seeded brown? Right, yeah, of course we got that. But I've kind of gone, go and check. She went, oh, I've checked. We do have gluten-free bread, but we don't have a gluten-free bagel. It's like, yeah, I wasn't expecting you to have a gluten-free bagel. Can I just have the bagel sandwich, but just on bread? But yeah, I mean the brie. Well, I mean, no, yeah, it was amazing. And again, came in branded paper and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you reminded me of that. Actually, I think I'll recreate that tomorrow. It was lovely. It was a glorious clubhouse.
It was lovely. And it was a glorious course as well. It was lovely day in general, wasn't it?
I've written here. I can see why the purists love it.
Yeah.
And I think that covers everything.
Yeah, like we said, it was fair test. It was.
You could score there.
Punitive. Yeah, it was scoreable.
Yeah, you can turn up, and you can be strategic, and you can play well and get a good score.
Yeah.
You can also just go and hammer it and just be brutalized by the course if you wanted to.
Which I did. Yeah.
Yeah. And still end up with the same score as the person next to you. It's fine. Not that I'm bitter about it, but yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I really, really enjoyed playing with a member. That was really nice.
Yeah.
I think that was a lovely touch.
Yeah, it was nice to do it with the 4, wasn't it? And it was a good.
Yeah, bit of competition.
Day. Yeah.
And obviously the way the competition went as well. I think we were like I said, at 14, I thought we were home and dry.
Yeah.
And the comeback started, but yeah, and then we obviously had a good time. Afterwards, good chat with Matt, who looks like he might be joining the Brotherhood and wanting to play a few more courses with us.
Yeah.
So
glad to have him on board.
I think he was quite interested. In playing a few, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
It's good that we might have like a little travelling band of people.
There'll be like 500 people by the time we get to the end of the 100.
Imagine trying to get a tea time then.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not you lot again, is it?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else I need to apart from I am now still in our rounds. I'm still 100% getting out of bunkers first time.
Nice.
I did nearly take your head off with one of the shots, but that's fine. It was out of the bunker, and that's what's important. It's not about anything else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just a byproduct of your bunker escape.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa. I mean, you're supposed to shout 4, aren't you? But all I could do was like, whoa. Okay, fine. I suppose we ought to discuss a side bet.
The side bet, we should. Kind of forgotten about that.
Now, the 16th hole is interesting, isn't it? I suppose we should talk about this, really, because it's their signature hole, isn't it?
Yeah.
The sleepers on the
Gumleys, is it called?
Gumleys, yeah. What did you think of it?
It was an interesting one, wasn't it? Because obviously you've got this. I mean, I've never seen a bunker like that before. It's a huge, great big bunker with this massive kind of wooden face built on top of it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty striking to look at, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think you said it afterwards. It almost felt a little bit gimmicky because it didn't really come into play, and I'm not sure whether that was just the conditions we were playing in it or whether it doesn't normally come into play. But yeah, I mean, I guess it was into the wind, wasn't it? So we hit a driver into the wind, and then I hit a 5-iron kind of over it, and it wasn't.
Did we talk about the drives?
We should probably talk about
because
the drive,
it was
the
longest side bet.
That was a side bet.
So technicality again, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is it a technicality still? I don't know.
I mean, I think this is. You give me your side of the event.
Shall I give you my side
I'll
of
give
the
you
event?
mine because
I think you should go first.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so we both teed off our first balls, didn't we? And we both went into the rough. So
Wildly missed the
neither of us hit the
fairway.
fairway.
Yeah.
Mine was longer than yours.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately the bet is null and void, right?
Oh, yeah, I suppose it.
I think so.
Okay, I'll.
And I
You know
think,
what?
yeah, go on.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. What was frustrating, and the reason I'm clinging on to this was,
Yeah.
and again, this is just golf, isn't it? And I've done it twice in a row now.
Yeah.
You know, we've done it at Gibraltar. It's provisional ball thing. And I pretty much knew we could find it, but I thought I'll just hit a provisional anyway.
Yeah.
And, you know, driver from the first front nine comes out, doesn't it, for that hole?
Yeah.
Absolutely mullered it right down the middle. Takes a good healthy bounce forward. I mean, that was a long drive.
Yeah.
And it was like, in my head, I'm going, why the fuck didn't you do that the first time? First off. And then I'm like, all this stuff that's milling around in your head before you're hitting a driver.
Yeah.
I've just gone up, I've teed it up, stood there and hit it, and it's just gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? Like, how does that happen? It was so frustrating because, you know, I don't know, I suppose that's the thing with this side bet. Like, if you nail it on that side bet, like, yeah, that's great, isn't it? Oh, man, it was so
yeah,
frustrating.
maybe the next side bet should involve some sort of provisional ball, best provisional ball.
I feel
because
like
you're smashing
that's
it on
me.
the
Yeah, I'm
provisionals.
all right on the provisional. I'll just call provisional first ball.
Yeah, just do it every time before
Yeah.
you hit every shot.
This is a provisional because I know what's going to happen with the first. Yeah, that's twice in a row now. That it's annoying, that isn't it? Really annoying. But it was one of the sweetest drives I've ever hit. Like, it came up right out the middle of the club.
Yeah.
I didn't put any effort into it, and it just went arrow straight.
Still wasn't as long as my first.
It
though,
wasn't. Yeah, your first one.
So I still did get the longest drive.
You did. It went a long way, that first one, didn't it?
So I think null and void is.
I feel
is
like I need to maybe push Jim for more wording for the side bets now. I'll be like, just for clarity,
a few extra clauses in there to get a provisional in there somehow.
Do you think if I played a provisional that would get? Yeah, I mean, he might be generous. He might. And he's Jim. He's not going to be generous. Not to me, anyway. I think if it was you, he'll just go, yes, fine, yeah, you can have that.
Take 6 mulligans.
Could have taken that. Could have taken it. But yeah, so 3 rounds in now. I think we've got some good momentum going.
Yeah.
Just in time for winter. But we've had a good planning session just before this pod.
Yeah, so we're all set for next year.
We're all looking like we're set for next year. Big things are going to happen next year.
It's going to be a busy one.
Aside from saying thanks to Matt and Paul again.
Yeah.
And we are definitely going to play golf with them.
Yeah, it'd be nice to play with them again. It was a good day out.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing with them. They were fantastic. I think we're all wrapped up, aren't we? I
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely course. Good. We again caught it on a good day weather-wise. We didn't actually get any rain.
Yeah,
which was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, cracking historic clubhouse.
Yeah.
No free range balls. Waiting for the pyramid. That's what we need. Cool. Okay. Well, look, we're heading into winter now. So I think our golf probably is going to tail off a little bit. Well, I mean, certainly the top 100 courses. We probably will have another chat at some point about what our winter plans are going to be. I think you got your lessons, and you'll need to get out there and put it into practice before you
play some golf. Yeah,
some of these other courses. But weirdly, I love playing in the winter. I've never had a problem with that. I don't even mind wet, muddy weather. It's absolutely fine. But I think we will tail off the top 100 because we do want to get the full experience.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want to be playing off mats and things like that. I think that's not really on our agenda. It's not what we're going to enjoy.
There's no point in rushing through them just to get them done.
Just to get them done.
Yeah. Where's enjoy the experience.
Pleasure. I don't think, to be fair, in the interests of reviewing as well.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair on the course.
Yeah,
is
true.
It?
True.
You turn up and you go, oh, we have to play off mats, and the greens weren't great. Well, actually, they are, but it's just you play at the wrong time of year. So I think we'll do that. But I've got a series of special podcasts to keep everyone entertained and a bit up to date with what we're doing, because we are getting a bit more interested in the podcast. So yeah, watch out. Watch out for those. Keep an ear out for those. Next time, on the Top 110 podcast. We've got a real treat for you as we interview someone who, unbeknownst to us, is actually doing the same challenge.